The episode of Say That, Sherry, and I'm here with my wonderful, beautiful, talented co-host, Jennifer.
You always do my intro so sweet. I love it. You make me feel so pretty.
Yeah, because you are, because you are, because you are.
Thank you.
You know what I'm saying? So
Happy to be here.
Good. I'm happy to be here too.
Yeah.
How was your week?
It's been good.
It's
It's
been
been a
good?
real, I was actually really getting moments to like just be quiet. Like that's been my biggest thing lately.
Oh, yeah.
Being quiet.
Oh
I
yeah.
don't get that much with 3 kids in the house. But when I get the chance to be quiet, it feels like I get more done.
Yeah.
So I
yeah.
had a great week.
Well, yeah, that's one of the reasons why I work in like the middle of the night. Like I'll send emails
'Cause
at
it's
12
quiet,
o'clock, 1
right?
o'clock in the morning. You
Like,
know
you
what I'm saying?
still
2
up?
a.m. Yeah. Yeah. It's so funny because we got a partner that works with my
Yeah.
husband and I. And he and I was battling last night on emails. It was like I sent something. He was like, "Oh, she up."
He was
So he sent me
exactly.
something. I was like, "You know what I'm saying?"
That's
I was
your
like,
invitation.
"Look," right. He was like, "Oh, she's still up." I'm like, "Yeah." I'm like 3 o'clock in the morning
Right.
sending out emails.
I'm telling you.
It's a great time.
It's something
because
about
it's
that peace and quiet. I'm
quiet.
telling you.
My phone isn't ringing. Nobody's bugging me. Like it works. So I get that.
Yeah, I'm telling you.
I get that.
It's my like space. We got these jerseys.
We got
on,
our
yeah.
jerseys on.
We got these jerseys
I'm being a
on
Laker
today.
girl today.
We're gonna talk about some competition today.
Okay.
But before we do that,
Competition. I like
I'm gonna ask you this question, but I ain't got an answer for it myself.
Okay.
March Madness is upon us.
Yes, it is.
Who you going for?
Girl, I don't know. I asked my husband these type of things. Listen,
should
and
I say, babe?
and I'm a sports girl, right?
Yeah.
But college, I love watching the college games, right?
Yeah.
Because them young kids, they hungry and they be getting it.
Yeah.
But it's too many schools.
Yeah.
I don't be
I
knowing
agree.
what school, this color, that.
I
It's
know.
it's confusing.
What's
Jesus.
that
I
thing
can't.
called where they do the I think it's called brackets, where you make some brackets and you try to see who's gonna be in.
Been there, yeah.
I did that 1 year. Never do it again.
Yeah.
I don't understand it. I mean, I was just like, put that one this place, this one to go.
Yeah,
I didn't
yeah,
get it.
it
So
co-
I understand.
College is just too many teams.
Okay.
You know, when you talking NBA, I can tell you teams in the NBA. That
Okay.
makes sense to me, right?
Right.
You're right, because you got most state got a
Right.
team, and
We
this
got-
state, you know what I
right.
mean. You got a couple states, got a couple
Uh-huh.
two different. I'm with you, and I'm
Okay.
more of a football girl anyway.
love football,
I'm a
too.
football
Yeah.
girl. Listen. I'm a sports girl. Period. Though.
Uh-huh.
Like I like all type of sports.
Okay.
Like if you've never been to a hockey game. Like a hockey game is so
Yeah,
lit.
it
Like
is.
if you
Actually,
go
I've
to
been
it
on
live,
one.
you've been on a hockey
Yes.
game. And I went to go see even the WWE live.
Really?
Girl, it's a whole
They
experience.
was in there like,
Man, what? I did the whole Triple H thing.
My brother
It
used
was like amazing.
WWE.
Yes.
I'd have never thought.
Yes. What? Listen, I got into wrestling back when you could smell what The Rock was cooking.
Really?
I,
Jabroni.
right. You know
They
what I'm
did
saying?
an eyebrow thing?
Yes, yes. I mean, don't get me wrong. I watched a little bit with Hulk Hogan, and,
Right.
you
That
know,
was way
Macho
back in
Man,
the
Randy
day,
Savage, and
though.
stuff like that. But
Yeah.
I tuned back in when I seen The Rock come on that TV,
Right.
and he had that people's eyebrow come up. I was like, who is
I can
this?
do
And
it.
I will watch wrestling forever.
I could do it.
You can. Oh, you got it! You got it!
Did I do it?
Oh, you did
Did I look crazy? I look crazy.
No, no, no.
I won't do it again. I won't do it no
I
more.
like. Well, he can. You can always do it. You can always do the eyebrow. Listen, when he did that, I was like, hey. I was like, who is this? And I
Yeah.
will be watching wrestling from now on.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying?
I never got into wrestling like that.
Really? Oh no. Like it was a whole thing, especially when like Vince McMahon was really over it and stuff
Okay.
like that. Oh yeah. Like I said, wrestling is so lit.
Yeah.
I'm serious. But like I said, I love sports, but
Yeah.
I'm a big football girl.
I like going to games.
I do too.
Baseball is one sport that I cannot watch on TV, but I
will
love
watch
to go
it
to
live.
games.
I do. I've
Love
been
go
to a World
games.
Series game and everything, and it was
Really?
awesome,
I
outstanding.
wanna go.
Right behind, like we were sitting like right behind the dugout and everything.
Really?
Oh yeah, it was good.
Nice.
It was good. It was
Okay.
good. Yeah,
Alright.
I mean seriously, like it's yeah.
Well, you are a competitive spirit.
I
then.
am, and I hate to lose.
You know what? I feel you on that. Losing don't feel good.
It does not.
It
It does
does
not.
not
You know
feel
what I'm
good.
saying? Like I don't like losing. Like I'm like if we're gonna go, we're gonna win.
Yeah, right. Like why we here?
Why we here? We came to
We
win.
came to win.
We came to win
Uh-huh,
in
and-
all aspects.
Uh-huh,
I'm gonna win. I'm gonna
literally.
win. Yeah.
Okay, so we have these jerseys on. I really wanted to address the fact that like culturally we're a competitive culture. You know,
Sure.
we got sports that's entertain and we kind of bring, in my opinion, we bring competitiveness to us in an entertainment kind of a way. So it's fun, right? I mean,
to a certain extent,
right? Because it gets serious.
Yeah.
You have been in a room with like a room full of men and they talking about sports.
Oh yeah, it get real heated.
The octave goes higher
You know
and
what I'm
higher
saying?
and higher and yeah. But so how do you think that that we can use that to well, let me rephrase this.
Okay.
Do you think that a competitiveness can be helpful or harmful? Because we even have it in kids. You know, it starts young.
It
The
does.
little league
It does.
games, and how can it be helpful, or do you think it's helpful or hurtful?
Um. Overall, it's helpful.
Okay.
Okay. Because one, you have to understand something. If you look at an athlete, right, and you look at the way they do, all the conditioning, all the discipline it takes them to get to this level, to get to this craft, to get to this, you know what I'm saying, thing that they do well, right?
Yeah.
You don't have a Kobe. You don't have a Kobe.
Right.
You don't have a Kobe. You don't have a LeBron. You don't have players like that just by chance, right? It's some discipline. You don't have a Steph Curry. Like you don't, and they don't have a regiment. They don't have a certain thing that they're doing, right? So it teaches our children discipline, right? It teaches us discipline, right? When we, how bad do you want it sometimes, right? Like, are you willing to work for it? What are you willing to sacrifice to get to this thing that you're trying to get done? And it brings a question up to us like that. You know what I mean? So when you look at competition overall is a good thing. Now, do you get some bumps and bruises along the way? It teaches you some integrity.
That's a good one.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It teaches you a lot of different things about yourself even, right? Because it teaches you to be a better steward over your time. It teaches you how to, be more disciplined in your regiment and what you're doing and what you have to cut out to get to this goal. You got, you know what I mean? You got to think about that. You got to cut some stuff out to get, they can't do like everybody else do. When you got even an entertainer, you feel what I'm saying? When you got a person like a Janet Jackson or a Beyonce, and, you know how much conditioning they got to go through? Janet Jackson be like, I be chunky until it's time for me to go on stage. And then like she go on this whole diet regiment thing and she go get like super body. And she come out with like abs and And you be like, she was that was not the Janet. She went in a booth and came out with abs. Like, how this happen? You feel what I'm saying? But she does that and she has this whole conditioning, right? Because she wants to be the very best version of herself. She wants to be the very best when she's on stage, right? And a lot of times it's a competition with our own self. Right? And it's okay to compete, to say, you know what, I want to be better than I was last year. I want to be better. And you, to me, that's healthy, right? Because it's a growing spirit. You always should want to grow.
That's good.
Always should want to grow. Everything around you should be growing, right? And this keeps us growing anytime we set ourselves up and say, okay, it's all right. I can be back next year. And it teaches us resilience. Right? We're going to have to bounce back. If you're going to lose, you know what it feel like to lose.
Yes.
Right? You don't like that feeling.
No, I don't know what it feel like to lose. I don't be losing.
You don't be losing? But I done lost to some things. And I be like, dang, I felt, ooh, that hit me to my shire now. I don't like that. So therefore, okay, so what I got to do different to win next time. Right? And then it's how I take my losses. Do you take your losses in good sportsmanlike conduct? Or, are you kicking and throwing stuff, right? You throwing stuff, you know what I'm saying? You mad, you don't want to talk to nobody. I feel it's kind of bold that they interview the losing team right after the game.
You're right.
I think they need a 24-hour counseling session.
So what's your game plan for
wait. So how you feel about him, straight dunking in your face like that? You know what I'm saying? You sitting there like, I mean, of course it was a beautiful dunk, but I'm mad it was in my face. You know what I'm saying? Like, what they supposed to say?
How you speak to that.
How you speak to that. So what I was saying, and they try to be as polite as possible. You know what I'm saying? But to me, it's just like, dang, that's just a bold reaction. You know what I mean? Like,
you got to keep it together now. That's discipline, too, keeping it together.
Right. Because I got to go smile for these cameras. You know what I'm saying? Because y'all pay me,
Yeah.
$30 million. So I
Right.
got to sit here
Right. I ain't
and,
trying
and
to
be
lose my
nice.
money.
Right. You know what I mean? Because y'all going to fine me if
Right.
I don't want to talk to these
Yeah.
fools. Like, are you serious right now? So I think that that's a whole thing in itself to even have to be like, so, because most of us, we can just go cry in the car.
Right.
And we can go cry on the way home. And we don't have to talk to nobody.
Yeah, no, you're right about that.
You feel what I'm saying? But
Yeah.
imagine when you got to get up there and be like, so y'all lost.
Right.
And how do you feel about the winner? I mean, she's straight.
Right.
I don't wish no bad on her,
Yeah,
but
right.
I mean, if she tripped going to
No.
the car, I wouldn't be mad.
Yeah, right.
You know what I'm saying? Like, you know what I mean?
Very, very true.
But and I mean, I'm just saying, it just keeps us, it keeps us motivated to a
Okay.
way, and it keeps us in a goal to look forward to something.
Okay, so that's the healthy aspect
Right.
of competition.
Yeah.
What about the not so healthy aspect of competition? What do you think it breeds? Does it breed anything?
It can breed obsession.
Ooh, obsession. Okay.
Okay.
Yeah.
You can come fixated over something, which means you putting that before everything else, right? And you know how God feels. You're not supposed to put nothing above him, right? So your hatred for somebody else, the competition that you're feeling from somebody else, these can all be fueled in a negative way. You know what I'm saying? And it can get us off course. It can get us off the main goal that we're trying to do. You know what I mean? Especially when you're talking about more so in life.
Yeah.
You want to compete with you, not compete with the rest of the world.
Okay.
Okay. And I'm taking that off of, our game time and our playing
Right.
stuff. I'm just taking it to our everyday lives,
Yeah.
right? So in our everyday lives, I got goals and I'm competing with Sherri, right? I'm competing with the things that Sherri needs to overcome. Sherri needs to get over. Sherri needs to do. That's what I'm going with. I'm not competing with anybody else in these categories. I'm not competing with anybody else in my life, in my business, in my marriage, in motherhood, or anything like that. I'm not comparing anything to anybody else, right? And the reason why I don't do that is because, one, a lot of times people lying anyway.
Okay.
So you competing with something that's false to begin with. Okay, they not even like that. They not even legit on that level. You feel what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So therefore, what are you competing with? You competing with a lie.
Right.
Right?
Right.
So people can sit there and
Yeah.
plaster anything they want to up and make it feel like that's their real life.
Right.
And here it is, you feeling insecure, you feeling a certain type of way about it, and
And
that's
it ain't
not
even real.
that's not even real anyway. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So why compete with something that's not even real?
Right.
So I look at it, that's one aspect of it for me, right? And then the other reason why it's not good to compete with somebody else is because you lose focus of your actual goals like that. You making everything a competition. You know what I'm saying? You go get a car, I gotta go get a car. You feel what I mean? You go get a man, I gotta go get a man.
Right.
You know what I
talked
mean?
About this on your first show.
Yeah, it's just, why?
So now my vision done became yours.
Yep,
Because I'm trying to get your stuff.
yep. So your whole
With competition.
with competition,
Don't do that.
your vision done
compete
completely
with me.
changed
Yeah.
because you know what I'm saying? Like I said, look on your own vision board.
Right.
What do you see?
Right.
Everybody don't want kids. Everybody don't want a marriage,
Yeah.
right? Some people like, I don't like answering to nobody. You know what I mean? Like, I want to come home and watch what I want to watch, and I don't, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And there's a thing with that, right? See, I had my time with that. Like, marriage keeps me grounded over and on.
Yes.
But it does. But there was a time when my husband and I, we were dating.
Okay.
I'm just going to, real quick story.
Okay.
And we were dating. And like, he had his place, I had mine. And like, I would go stay with him for a week, and then I would come back home to my house for a week. And part of me would like really miss him. I'd be like, dang, I'd be kind of, and it was so funny because my husband used to be like, he go, I'm about to get in trouble because he gonna know the truth in a minute. Okay, so listen, he thought I used to be so broke up about going home for my week.
Okay.
He used to thought I was so devastated. Lord have mercy. I would get home and be like, I would get home and get to my condo and be like, sweet Jesus. I can watch what I want to watch, eat what I want to eat.
Yeah.
What is you talking about? I ain't got to do all this this wifey looking
But
stuff.
that was when you were single,
Oh, yeah.
technically.
Yeah,
You know what I mean?
Listen, he had his space, I had
Right,
mine.
exactly.
Because we took our time introducing our kids and stuff before they were around each other while we were dating and stuff like that. So when my bonus baby would go stay at her mom's house, I would go stay with him. You know what I mean? And then when she would come back home for her week, I would go home. So, you know, he would think on that day we're doing this transition, he used to think I'd just be so crushed.
It's okay.
He be like, it's okay, baby. I'm gonna miss you. I'll be thinking to myself, you're the only. I'd be in the car riding up the lodge going, woo! Like I am off duty.
Well,
like,
he knows now.
Right. I'm off duty. I'm off duty, flat out. So that's the way I took it. I was like, okay. You know what I'm saying? Okay. So, but don't get me wrong. I love being with him now. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? So it wasn't nothing wrong with it, but it was just one of those things.
Well, you know, in marriage, you have to grow into being you have to grow into being comfortable 100% like around the person all the time. To me, you know what I mean. That just don't happen like that. So to me, that's normal.
But it's nice when it's natural.
Yeah.
Right. You know what I'm saying. And you don't become in competition with your spouse.
True, because that's another one too. That's another one too. So how do you know? You know what I mean. So if you're in a relationship, how do you think men and women can tell when they're competing with each other? Because ain't nobody gonna say it.
But it's the insecurity you feel.
Ooh, okay.
It's the insecurity you feel, right? My husband is very dynamic in a lot of different things, right? He's really great with business. He's really great with money and, you know, things like that. And he was like, how can I say this? You know, he was big in so many different things, right? And I was kind of like, okay, he want to be with me, right? So part of that coming into the marriage, it planted a little insecurity in me, okay? Especially early on in our marriage and early on us like being together. It was like, he want to be with little old me. It's how I felt, you know what I mean? And that kind of brought on a competition with me of me trying to be like, I'm just as good as this. I'm just as good as that. I can do this. I can do that. Until it dawned on me that this was nothing but the enemy trying to insert himself in something that was naturally there. He's never treated me like that. He's never treated me like I was less than great. He's never treated me like I was less than anything that God had already called me to be. He's my biggest cheerleader. And it's like, and my biggest supporter. And here it is, I'm planning something in my marriage that wasn't even there. You know what I mean? Because the devil got me competing with my husband in a way I didn't need to compete. Why am I out here trying to make more money than him?
Right.
If I don't let this man provide for me and quit playing
and sit down
somewhere, what is wrong with you, Jesus? You feel what I'm saying? Like, what are you doing? You know, I'm over here trying to make means and trying to do this and do that like him to prove to him I'm worthy. He didn't need that. He already called me worthy when he changed my name.
That's real.
Okay,
Mr. Pickett.
Amen. So
Mrs. Pickett,
you feel what I'm saying? But these are the things though that we trick ourselves into. You know what I'm saying? We sit here thinking like, oh my God, you know, I gotta hold my weight. I gotta do this. I've always taken care of myself. I've always done this for myself. I've always been a hustler, and I have, and I've always taken care of myself. But God said, why did you ask me for a provider if you weren't gonna allow him to provide?
Yeah, that's real.
And I was like, oh, so I'm tripping?
Right.
Oh.
I got to be, okay.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's a pill to swallow,
So
too.
I just need to attach myself to the, that's what you said. So I need to quit fighting him. I need to quit being in competition with him. Okay. Yeah. That's kind of what happened to me. And it took me a minute to understand because I was out here making moves and doing this, and he's sitting here, my husband looking at me like, what is wrong with her? Okay. And I didn't know that I was competing with him. I didn't even realize I was competing with him, right? But I'm competing with him because I done told myself somewhere along the line, I don't even deserve him, is what I did, right? And I made sure it was certain things I had in place before we got married. I didn't want no debt from nobody else, from nothing else. I ain't had no debt when we got together. I didn't have anything. There are certain things I prepped and prepared myself to be his wife. Okay. And somewhere along the lines, it was still a thing in the back of my head, like, you're still not that great. You're still not good enough for him. So I was like, here I am trying to prove to him, like, hey, I deserve to be here. I deserve to be with you. And he's looking at me like, I know.
Right. Right.
I know.
Right.
I know that. You know what I mean? You don't know that. So it took me a minute to realize and to really get the fact that, hey, I am worthy of this.
Right.
I deserve to be loved.
Right.
I deserve to have a good, loving husband. I deserve to be in a healthy marriage. I deserve to be with somebody, you know what I'm saying, I don't have to compete with.
Right.
Right? We on the same team. We play for the same team. We
Right.
want the same goals. You know what I'm saying? We're married to the same vision.
Right.
You know what I mean? We're serving the same purpose. We're serving the same God.
Right.
This is what we're doing.
Right.
So that being said,
It's the value, don't you
Right.
think? Like he saw a different value in you than you probably had for yourself.
definitely,
You know,
definitely.
I agree. I've been in that spot before too,
Yeah.
having to just be quiet. Yes, I got it. I got a whole degree. I got this. I got that. But that don't matter now.
That don't matter now.
It doesn't.
It doesn't.
Yeah.
He
I
don't care.
understand
He don't
wholeheartedly.
care whether I had a degree or not had a degree.
Yep.
He don't care how many classes I did take or did not take. He don't care. He don't care if I speak proper English or not. You know what I'm saying? None of those things matter to him. You feel what I'm saying? He found something in me that he valued more than
Right.
anything.
Right.
You know, any one of my shortcomings.
Yeah.
Right? Any one of the things that somebody can sit there and say, well, you know, she did this.
Right.
You know, she cheated on the last husband. You know, she did this. You know, she did. Anything somebody can bring up, he saw more value in me than that.
Exactly. Yeah.
So therefore, what are we arguing about? So I said, competition a lot of times is in our head.
You showed up to the fight and you the only one there.
I'm right. I'm in the ring boxing with myself.
Exactly. Exactly. Literally.
You know what I'm saying? I'm in here punching at the air.
Yeah, no.
You know what I'm saying? He's sitting here going, I'm on the sidelines.
Yeah.
Like,
You
you
are
need some water?
100%,
Because you're really running around this ring
He
by
like,
yourself.
What you in there for?
Come who you fighting with?
Right.
You know, who
Right.
you for real fighting
Right.
with? So that is the type of stuff that we got to stay away from when we talking about competition.
Right.
When we're talking about competing with people and competing with one another, right? We don't get into a place where the competition turns so negative and it turns us so dark and it turns us away from the very things that we have as far as goals
Right.
and purpose, right? We don't want our competition to be a negative thing. We want it to be something that we feel, you know what I'm saying, we
Right.
joined at the hip about.
Right. So you made a point. You said, so really we're talking about how to know when the competition has made a turn for the worse, right? So you said it was obsession. What else did you say? I wanted to, because they were two really, really, really good points. Help me out.
Oh, amen. I don't know.
Well, it was okay. Well,
I know obsession is one of them, because you don't want to be obsessed with that same
Right.
thing, and then it's the insecurity. That
Oh, the
you feel.
insecurity. That's what it was.
It was the insecurity.
So obsession and insecurity are things that you know. If you feeling those things, the competition is taking a turn for the worse.
It's taking a turn for the
How
worse.
you bring it back? How we reel it back in? Because we got to get back on track.
We got to get back on track. Well, one, you got to realize first you have a problem with this.
Okay.
Okay? First of all, that's first and foremost. Anything that we're dealing with, anything that y'all dealing with, period, you have to recognize I got a problem here. This is something that's bothering me. That's why God has repentance. That's why he wants you to come to him and repent, right? Because if you repent, then you know what the problem is. And God say, I can fix it once
Right.
you realize this is a problem.
Exactly.
If you don't repent for nothing, then you don't realize this is even an issue. I can't fix something you don't know broken.
Right.
You feel what I mean? So you got to come and say, okay, God, why am I feeling this way about my husband? Why do I feel, or my business partner, or my best friend, or
Right.
whomever you feel like you're competing with? Why do I feel the need to compete? What's missing in me? Right? Because it's something missing in us that we feel we got to compete with people. Okay?
Okay.
So we're going to have to do a part 2.
I got one last question. So
Okay.
because I know we are gonna have to do a part 2.
We gotta do a
because
part
I have
2.
So many more questions, but this question is about being in friendships and having competition. So like, we're friends, right? And what if you can realize that I'm in competition with you, but I don't see it? Can we not see sometimes that we're competing?
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
so how do we get past
And
it?
some people mask it for something else. Some people say, oh, they don't look like you're competing with them.
Right.
They'll sit there and just say, oh, I just like to be like my friend, or I'm just admiring her and this, that, and the other. So they'll change up the reason, but at the end of the day, it's just a negative form of competition. And like, how are you doing it? Are you doing it with my approval to be like, girl, we gonna go get matching Jeeps? You with me? You feel what I'm saying? That's one thing for us to do something together. Okay. It's different. I go get a Jeep and I get it all decked out, and you like, dang, I'm gonna go get me a Jeep too, because Sherri got one. You feel what I'm saying? There's a different level there, and it's like, so why are you going to get a Jeep? You don't even really like Jeeps. Yeah, but Sherri got a Jeep, right? And she looked really cute in it. Right. So I'm gonna go get one because she looked really cute in her Jeep. She can't be the only one out here in the Jeep club. Right. You know what I'm saying? I mean, I'm just telling you, you can't be the only one. So we gonna touch on that in a minute. We're gonna do a part two. We're gonna do a part two. I know we're gonna do a part two. So y'all stay tuned. We're gonna do a part two of this. We're gonna see y'all next week with part 2 of the competition episode. I thank y'all for joining us. We are streaming on all platforms. I love y'all. Y'all be purposeful and blessed on this week. Love y'all. Peace.